Start the recording. We are good to go. Welcome back, everyone, to the last round of Season 16 Apprentice League. We are here with actually a title fight going on. Because at this moment we have Piggy and Peto both here today who are fighting for the AL title. Ricky is still in it, but he is 20 points back, so he needs a bit of a miracle for it to happen. But Piggy is at 88 points and we have Peto at 85 as we go into quali with Matthegill on board here. Matthegill also having a good season, one of the 5 drivers who has not missed a race this season. He is currently in P5 in the standings. With, I don't think, anyone who is able to pass him, and he is also unlikely to pass anyone, so he has a secured P5, I would say. So he makes a little mistake here. We're in Lutetia, we're in France. It's a difficult track. We'll see how the AL drivers fare up against this one. So we are coming to the end of lap 1. We'll have a look. We have Eloxian, a new driver, a new mobile driver, whose first race on PC and immediately goes to the top at 37.5. See if we can find him here. He's now in second place behind Piggy. But yeah, that's a great debut from him so far. I'm not sure how good he is on mobile, but I have heard that he is in UMRL and that he is a pretty decent driver. According to Nick Hill, he is shit on mobile. So Eloxian, if you see this, tell Nick Hill to fuck off. Yeah, if we come to the second lap, I don't think this will be an improvement for Eloxian because he seemed to have struggled a little bit there. But luckily for him, no one else is really improving except for Peto, who goes up to 3rd place right now. Behind Piggy, his championship rival, who he has to be ahead of to win the AL title. It's going to be a tough fight, I think, today. So we see other people. It is pretty close. The 37.5 of course still stands, but behind that it's a 37.63, 67, 72. With some drivers who I think will still improve. Axis makes a few mistakes, so he's probably not improving, but Piggy leading everyone down. Is he going to improve? Is he going to do anything about it? He does at 37.2. That's a strong lap. Peto also 37.37. Jumps to 2nd place. And Eloxian on his debut still a very, very solid P3. As we see Matthegill also P4. I think that is his best qualifying position maybe ever in AL, but at least of this season. Let me take a quick screenshot here. So we have Piggy and Peto, our championship leaders, fighting it out from the front row. Eloxian on his debut in P3 with Matthegill. It's one of his best quali performances so far. Ricky takes P5, and then Axis and Gilpret tie for P6, so we'll see who gets that in the end. Dorman on his return to the sport in P8, and Andy Loffin rounding out the grid. So let's get straight back into it, if we can. So yeah, at this moment, with Piggy and Peto, the situation is as follows. One of them needs to beat each other unless they are outside of the top 4. Then Peto needs to beat Piggy by more than 1 position. So let's see what we can do. We have a couple of different strategies available here. I think we could see medium 9, soft 7, hard 11, but it looks like the front row is starting on mediums. Eloxian doing something different, going on the softs, going to be attacking straight up. As Peto gets shoved into the grass or makes a mistake, a lot of lag from my side, or it's Piggy, I'm not sure. Oh, Piggy is lagging. That is not good. Are we going to have a repeat of a couple of seasons ago in AL where the championship was decided on lag? But so far he's not in the way of anyone or TPing more. We'll have a look further down. As Ricky Boy and Peto are now clearly in P2 and P3. Catching back up to Piggy again. As Piggy seems to... Yeah, Ricky Boy also sees the TP, so I think it is Piggy's internet that is struggling here. We'll keep a close eye on him. Of course, would like to see a championship fight, but we don't want to see any problems regarding teleportations and holding up people. So for now, he seems stable enough. As Ricky Boy tried to move, he got ahead for a little bit, but then Piggy came right back at him. And all this fighting is allowing Eloxian back into P4. Dorman has found his way on the hards into P5, with Matthegill, Axis and Gilpret having a little fight back here. There's Piggy, who again moves away out of nowhere. And then we have this pack of 3 with both the blue stars and then Aloxian, but Ricky Boy does not want to see Peto win the World Championship, as he doesn't let him pass and shoves him slightly into the grass there. And now Aloxian is back into P2. But all of this allows a dream run for Piggy, who is now far, far ahead, nearly, I think, more than 2 seconds, yeah, more than 2 seconds in the lead. On the mediums, completely chilling. As also Aloxian struggling here. Aloxian. Okay. Not sure if he had lag spike, but. Oh. That is a shame, because, well, that was very, very bad. Anyway, I think for him it looked smaller than it actually was, but unfortunately it was very very bad for drivers around him who were getting held up by that. With now Ricky Boy in P2, he is catching back up to Piggy, but he is still on the softs, of course, so I'm not sure if they are still faster, maybe. And Peto is nearly 3.5 seconds behind Piggy now and needs something to happen. So we hope to see anything happening there. Right now, the only fight really going on is still Axis, Gilpret, and Methagil, who have been in this pack for the first 5 laps. So we see Gilpret going around the outside of Axis here. Axis is on the hard, so he will be struggling the most, I think, to keep up with the pace. Methagil on mediums. So Gilpret is supposed to be the fastest. But let's see, because Axis does not want to sit behind, especially now that the softs are starting to wear a little bit here. Axis tries to move around the outside, but goes a bit wide. Methagil around the outside, but is very wide. He has to brake a lot. Can Gilbert switch back onto Methagil, but Axis now switching back on both of them. What a fight going on here. Do we have a fight at the front? Not really. So we're just going to stay here. Going to keep watching this crazy battle between these 3 goats of the league. I've been in AL for quite some time. I think Axis is the #1 AL racer. He has been here for the most rounds. There's a bit of fighting going on between Ricky and Peto, it looks like, so. As this is important for the championship, we'll go and have a look. Peto tries to move on the inside. Ricky Boy on very old softs, just not letting him do anything and pushing him into the grass a little bit as well. I think maybe Piggy has paid Ricky Boy to do some defense work for him, as this is allowing still Piggy to have a huge gap. Over 3 seconds now. The checkpoints get a bit weird here, so I'm not sure what the exact difference is, but it should be around 3 to 4 seconds, I think. Ricky Boy now pits, because he was of course on the softs, and goes onto the hards, which he will probably finish on. And he jumps into this group with Axis and Methagil that Gilbert has now pitted out of as well. So we have a new challenger in this group, but as he is on fresh tires, I don't think this will take very long. But yeah, AL again very spread out. Of course, we only have 8 drivers currently on the track, so that makes it a bit harder to have fights going on. So we see still Piggy and Peto going on there. Most likely gonna bid this lap, doing a medium 9. Dorman still chilling on his hard tires. A casual P3 at the moment. He's hoping to do something exciting with the softs at the end there. Ricky Boy having a lot of catching up to do. He's trying to undercut Piggy and Peto a lot here. I'm not sure if it's going to be enough, because the hards, they are fast, but I don't think they're that fast to get a huge gap in 2 laps. Axis is holding on nicely, actually. I just said that I thought he would fall off quite quickly with the old hards, but he is not that far away. He has now fallen off the slip, but still kind of keeping up with Ricky Boy. We have now the 2 leaders into the pit lane. Dorman takes over the lead for now. So Ricky Boy does get a little gap on Peto, and Piggy makes a mistake here. So the gap is shrinking. The gap is down to just under 2 seconds. Again, the checkpoints are very weird, so I can't really trust any of the timings on the timing screen. As Dorman now lets Piggy past, knows that it is not his fight. He is just trying to survive for these last couple of laps. And Ricky Boy now, he has a chance, but against mediums that are also fresher at the moment, I don't think it's gonna be a real challenge. Maybe Peto can get P2, but he needs P1 if he wants to be the championship leader at the end of this. Dorman now comes in. He is going for the mediums. Conservative strategy from him, probably just trying to feel it out, not having driven on this game for a while. Still a very good P4 that he is holding on to here, most likely. Gilbreth and Access are back together again. Access has also decided to pit and went for another set of hearts. So he is going ultra conservative, just trying to keep his tires fresh, keep the grip levels high as he continues his fight with Gilbreth. Gilbreth's on the opposite strategy, just fully aggressive, soft, and probably another soft. As he goes for a move, Access sees it coming and just switches it back. Now Mathagil catches him again. We have a fight. It is Peto who moved ahead of Ricky Boy, but that makes sense as he's on the fresh mediums and Ricky Boy will probably just stay behind and wait for the moment where his hearts become better than these mediums. Maybe towards the end of the race, if he can hold on for that long, he will have a chance. But it's Peto who has a lot of work to do in the last 6 laps. He is nearly 5 seconds down. So he needs almost a second a lap, and at the moment he is losing 4/10 a lap. So everything is pointing towards Piggy taking AL Season 16. As the fight further back has broken up as well, so this is currently the closest fight on the on track. The two blue stars about 4/10 away from each other. Currently almost lapping Andy Loffin. Peto makes a huge mistake. Ricky Boy does not get a chance to go around him and bumps into the back. Ricky Boy might start to get frustrated, but Peto asks him to keep slipping, feeling that he does still have the pace. Let's see. Piggy made a big mistake, I guess, because he had 39. So that allowed Peto and Ricky to gain nearly 8/10 on him. But now Ricky Boy is fighting. Ricky Boy is done with it. Ricky Boy says, Peto, you either move or I move you to the side. But first attempt failed. Did not work out for Ricky, and he is now kind of outside the slipstream. So let's see. Piggy now. Let's see if he had a better lap this time. He did. He had a 38-second lap. What can Peto do? Same exact lap. Alright, so we are in a stalemate here. We are just depending on mistakes. Flick screen meets, please. And then we have 3 more laps to go after this one. It is coming down to the wire as Peto is getting closer, but it's just too little too late. I think the start not working out for him. He didn't get the moves that he wanted to get. Got maybe held up a little bit by the TPing as well ahead of him. But in general, it just looks like Piggy is the one who has the pace. Again, he was at 39 and Peto is at 38, so maybe I'm wrong. Maybe something has made the nerves are getting to Piggy here. Let's see what he's up to. Because I don't see him making any mistakes when I put the camera on him, but let's see if it is the nerves, if it is just small mistakes creeping in now. He's on the verge of becoming the AL champion. I think he's just taking it very chill. He just doesn't want to make any mistakes, any major mistakes at least. So just keeping it chill, driving slowly around the corners, just bringing it home. 38.3 now. 38 flat from Peto, so he's still getting closer, but the gap just a little bit too big. The only thing Piggy has to do now is just keep it clean. He does have a little grass touch there. As we see now, Peto still around 3 seconds behind. Ricky Boy a second behind that, and then a massive gap of 11 seconds to Dorman. The rest of the field not fighting anymore, just driving TT laps at this point. Piggy just keeps it clean. No need to go super fast. He just needs to make it 38.5. Peto barely gains on him this lap, so 3 seconds to lose. He would need a massive mistake to give this away. So I think it's fair to say that PC Piggy after coming down from mobile for his first season in the PC leagues, is looking very good for an AL title right here, as he makes a mistake, but does not matter. Peto's too far back and makes a mistake by himself. So it is going to be from the UK, Piggy, our AL 16th season champion. GG. With Peto taking P2, Ricky P3. Then it is Doorman now. On his return, also a solid P4 from him. Access nearly caught him there at the end, but it does end in this order with Mathakill, P6, Gilbert and Andy Loffin fighting. Looks like fighting for an imaginary lap down position, which Andy Loffin wins in this occasion, but it is Gilbert who passes first. And that's it. That is the AL Season 16 champion done. Championship. I am losing my mind. But it was fun. Good season from all competitors, even though we didn't have too many here this season. It's still great to see the little fights that we had for the championship. So GG to both Piggy and Peto, and also Ricky Boy, who takes P3 in the end, also in the standings. GG to all of them, and see you next year for season 17. Goodbye.